Everybody wants them to fight each other. Who do you think is the favorite if they fight each other now?
Zapraszamy w studii do wypowiedzi z Niżnej Pieszczęści Groszego. Jakie będą twoje preferencje, to wypowiesz?
Yeah.
Usyk. Or he might knock him out. I don't know. But personally, at 20, you know, you got to get it right. And Frank, like I said, Frank knows what he's doing. And I think I'd be very surprised if they took that kind of test.
Yeah. Disgrace to the sport of boxing. I don't know how or why he's got this shot. Don't think he deserves it. Hasn't beaten anybody of any note. Loses all of the big fights.
Oleksandr Usyk dropped a bombshell prediction on Dubois versus Moses, claiming Daniel won't even last 3 rounds. That's a chilling statement from the man who already dismantled Dubois once. If Usyk is convinced Moses finishes him that quickly, Dubois's hopes look slimmer than ever.
I think Itauma is future for boxing.
Usyk also showered Moses with praise, calling him unique and too intelligent for Dubois to handle. Don't forget, Moses stunned the boxing world when he destroyed Dillian Whyte. That win proved his more than hype. If he broke down a seasoned veteran like Whyte, what realistic chance does fragile Dubois stand?
Две стойка.
Two sides.
Two sides.
Right, and
Right.
switch hitter.
Yes.
The switch hitter.
Yes. Right and left. But it's very smart man. It's very smart. But feel distance and plays.
Tony Bellew's words cut deep. Moses isn't hype, he's a prodigy. At just 20 years old, he's already humbling experienced fighters like Whyte, showing poise far beyond his age. Dubois, who tends to mentally unravel when tested, seems destined to collapse under that sharpness. If Moses is this good now, the heavyweight division should be terrified of what's ahead.
But I do believe with the ability that he's got and with the skill set that he has, coupled with what I've just said before, how calm he is.
Yeah.
He's a force to be reckoned.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you. Like, what is it that kind of makes him so tough to compete with, let alone beat at this point in time?
I mean, massive part is he's one of very few southpaws in the division.
That's true, yeah.
He's extremely sharp. You know, he's very quick, he's very young. Youth is a real thing. People don't realise that, you know, he's 20 years old.
Yeah.
Mike Tyson was 20 years and 5 months when he wins the heavyweight championship of the world. So there is still time for him to do it. But I just feel, what's the rush? Because believe me, once he gets to the level, there's no going back.
Yeah.
He's at a certain level now with Dillian Whyte, but we all know where Dillian Whyte's at.
Yeah, tail end of his career, to be fair. Isn't it?
I just think, don't take anything away from Moses Itauma. He could have done that to Dillian in the pomp of his career.
Yeah.
It's styles make fights, and Moses always gonna, them styles that want to have a fight with you or aren't necessarily very good defensively, he's gonna pick holes in them immediately.
Then came Derek Chisora, who gave his trademark blunt verdict. Having fought nearly everyone, Chisora didn't sugarcoat it. Beating Moses is like winning the lottery. Coming from a warrior with that resume, it's powerful. With elite training and natural gifts, Moses has every edge. Dubois, already known for crumbling under pressure, looks hopeless against the Phantom's unstoppable climb.
Boxing a guy who's 24 years old, who's got his always faculties right, getting trained by one of the best trainers in the United Kingdom, and then mate, it's like you got more chance of winning the lottery than you beating that Moses Itauma. Let's be honest about it. Yeah.
Even Bellew admits a concern that Moses might be pushed too far, too fast. But history shows true prodigies thrive brightest under pressure. Moses already proved his composure by dismantling Whyte with ease. Compared to Dubois, who has folded in the heat before, Moses seems far more prepared than people realize. Sometimes the hunters become the hunted.
I think that's a dreadful fight for Moses Itauma.
He would.
I just think to throw this kid into the wolves at this stage so early in his career, I just don't get what for. He's a young man, let him develop the same as every other fighter, let him learn his trade.
Amir Khan, another former world champion, also weighed in on how quickly Moses should be pushed. His advice was simple: Don't rush greatness, let him grow into his prime. But here's the twist. Moses already looks like he belongs. At just 20 years old, he's dismantling opponents with frightening calmness, showing fight IQ well beyond his age. That victory over Dillian Whyte wasn't just another notch on the record, it was a statement that tomorrow can wait, he's ready now. Contrast that with Dubois, who fell apart under the spotlight against Usyk. His chin, his will, his toughness, all remain in doubt. Moses, on the other hand, thrives when the pressure is highest. Khan may be right about patience, but some fighters are simply born ready. And if even Usyk is predicting a 3-round blowout, maybe Moses doesn't need to wait until 23. Maybe Dubois is already tailor-made for him.
Oh, you know what? You don't want to rush him. You want to take it easy. You want to take it slow. Don't rush him. Let him enjoy. He's still 20 years old. Let him get to 22, 23 years old. And that's the time you start putting him in with the top names in boxing, like the Usyks and like the Wilders or even the Joshuas and the Furies. At the moment, I think you should keep on building him. Let him keep on.
Dave Allen didn't hold back either. He outright branded Dubois a quitter, a stigma Daniel hasn't shaken despite multiple rebuild attempts. Against Usyk, that body shot landed, but his reaction told the story. He turned away as if nothing happened, fueling critics who claimed he didn't want to continue. Now picture him across from Moses, a fearless 20-year-old who refuses to back down. Dubois's flaw isn't his punching power, it's his heart. Moses is young, hungry, and relentless, the exact type of fighter who exposes doubt. If Dubois couldn't summon fire against Usyk, why would he suddenly transform into a warrior against Moses? Allen's brutal take mirrors what many fans already feel. Dubois's quit gene could surface once again.
I got up at the count of 10, and he walked straight past Usyk, straight to the corner. It was completely fine. I think, and you know what, it's horrific to say I've quit. It's not horrific to say I'm a quitter. I'm chairman of the quit committee. I'm top quitter, I guess. Anyway, he quit, yeah, he did.
Even promoter Eddie Hearn expressed caution, suggesting throwing Moses at Dubois now might be a dangerous gamble. His hesitation says plenty. He questions the logic of pitting a rising star against an established heavyweight so soon. But here's the truth, Dubois carries a name, not fear. His flaws have been exposed, his durability doubted. Meanwhile, Moses is being molded with precision and purpose. If any young contender can dismantle Dubois, it's him. Hearn talks about timing, but maybe this is the perfect timing. Moses has youth, hunger, and momentum. Dubois carries scars, doubts, and baggage. Frank Warren knows exactly what is lining up, his rising prodigy against a man mocked for quitting. Eddie may be cautious, but the hype is unstoppable. Moses versus Dubois feels less like a gamble and more like a crowning moment.
Or he might knock him out, I don't know. But personally, at 20, you know, you got to get it right. And Frank, like I said, Frank knows what he's doing. And I think I'd be very surprised if they took that kind of test.
Duke McKenzie summed it up perfectly. This fight has captured imaginations everywhere, from the young kids in boxing gyms to the seasoned veterans who've watched eras rise and fall. Moses versus Dubois feels like a generational clash. But let's be real, the buzz isn't because of Dubois. Fans want to see if Moses is truly the next heavyweight king. Dubois, despite his frame and power, still carries the stigma of quitting, a shadow that never leaves him. Moses, just 20, already dismantling respected names and earning the backing of legends like Usyk, enters as the fearless prodigy. That contrast has 3 generations of fans talking. For Dubois, this is redemption or disaster. For Moses, it's the chance to stamp himself as the heir to heavyweight boxing. The stakes go far beyond belts. This is about pride, legacy, and proving who truly belongs at the top.
Let's get that right. However, the intrigue that surrounds this fight, I've got young kids in my gym that are going to be tuning into this
3
fight.
generations are going to watch it, aren't they? That's what's great.
I mean, they're so excited about it.
Daniel Dubois finally spoke Moses's name. But listen carefully, there's no conviction, only hesitation. He talks about maybe titles fragmenting and future opportunities, but it doesn't sound like a man eager for war. It sounds like someone looking for the safest route. Compare that to Moses Itauma, who doesn't circle around names, he destroys them. Dubois can brand himself a future 2-time champion, but reality says otherwise. Every time the spotlight hit hardest, he crumbled. Against Usyk, he folded. Against Joyce, he broke. Now, when asked about Moses, he frames it as just another option, even though the world knows it's the fight that would expose him most. Moses has already dismantled dangerous veterans like Dillian Whyte with composure. Dubois is still struggling to prove he belongs. His words lack fire. Moses's fists deliver statements. If this fight happens, Dubois's dream of reclaiming glory may be over before it even begins.
The direction we're going to go in for this next step.
Who is next? Is Moses Itauma on the horizon?
All the guys in the heavyweight division, yeah, they're all the guy, especially the one who has the belts, and you know, if the belts fragment or whatever, stuff like that can happen. Whatever way I can become two-time heavyweight champion. That's where I'm going.
Adam Smith didn't mince words. Moses could beat most heavyweights in the world right now. Think about that. At only 20, he's already viewed as the future ruler of the division. The only debate Smith raises is whether Moses is ready yet for the very top tier like Usyk or Dubois. But that question sounds more about timing than ability. The truth is, Dubois doesn't outrank Moses in skill or mentality. If anything, Dubois is the weaker link. He has size and power, sure, but not the heart. And heart is what wins heavyweight battles. Moses has youth, speed, intelligence, and the fearlessness to push through fire. Smith's hesitation reads more like a warning. Dubois, your time is almost up. Once Moses is unleashed fully, he won't just beat most heavyweights, he'll conquer them all. And Dubois doesn't look like he'll be one of the rare exceptions.
When is he ready? I think he could beat most heavyweights in the world, with the exception possibly of Usyk and maybe Dubois, possibly AJ. The top 3 or 4, he's not ready for them yet.
Johnny Nelson laid it out with brutal clarity. By round 5 against Usyk, Dubois was finished. His jab dismantled, his power neutralized, his movement frozen, and most importantly, his confidence shattered. And this is the same Dubois people expect to withstand Moses? Let's be honest, if Usyk reduced him to a novice, Moses, young, sharp, and fearless, could break him even faster. Once Dubois realizes his punches aren't enough, his body language collapses. We've seen it before, and Nelson knows it. Dubois has no plan B. When plan A fails, so does he. Against a composed fighter like Moses, who can adapt mid-fight and exploit every crack, Dubois's nightmare comes quickly. The same unraveling Nelson described could happen sooner. Physically, Dubois looks the part. Mentally, he's fragile. And in heavyweight boxing, confidence is everything. Without it, he's walking into the lion's den already beaten.
What he did to Daniel, it took away everything, all his attributes. He took away his jab, took away his power, took away his movement, took away his confidence, to the point where Daniel was putting his backside on the floor thinking, wow, you know, we're only in round 5 here and I'm getting chopped up. And this guy...
Tony Bellew raised the bar even higher, comparing Moses's potential to the dominance of Usyk. His point was clear: size, once considered the ultimate weapon in heavyweight boxing, is no longer king. Usyk proved it by conquering giants who thought bulk was enough, showing that skill, IQ, and heart outweigh raw mass. Now Bellew sees the same qualities in Moses Itauma. No, he isn't as polished as Usyk yet, but the raw tools are undeniable: speed, timing, composure, and an almost chilling confidence at just 20 years old. That's why he's the future of the division. Dubois, by contrast, has always relied on his size and power, yet folded when men stood their ground. Moses won't flinch. He'll exploit it. Bellew's words mark the shift in boxing's balance of power. Dubois represents the old model. Moses is the new era. And the scariest part? He's only just beginning.
The thing that I worry about with Moses is the size. But ultimately, as we've seen now, size becomes irrelevant, because look what Oleksandr Usyk's done. This guy's gone out and beaten everyone, including me. He's exceptional. So I don't think Moses is going to be as technically as good as Oleksandr Usyk, but he's the next in line. I think he's the future of the heavyweight division. I think he's an outstanding talent.
The table is set, and the stakes couldn't be higher. For Moses Itauma, this isn't just another fight. It's the gateway to becoming the new face of heavyweight boxing. At just 20, he's already carrying the swagger of a champion, the skills of a seasoned pro, and the hunger of a lion-chasing legacy. For Dubois, it's simple: redemption or ruin. Another fold, another collapse, and his career risks being defined forever by failure. The buzz is deafening, legends are weighing in, and anticipation is boiling. Who has the stronger mentality? Who truly thrives when the lights burn brightest? This clash isn't just about titles, it's about proving who belongs at the top. So the question is, are you backing Moses's rise, or do you believe Dubois can shock the world? Drop your take in the comments.